Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. Tonight we are back with a brand new review of Family or Fiance Season 2 Episode 3. Renatta and Christian and Girlfriend. But it looked like it was 3 girlfriends. Child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. If you are new here, then welcome. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all please stop for me right now and do something that's free of charge and nice for somebody. Go ahead and like this video. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. And also hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, we are meeting Renatta and Christian. Child, this was a couple to end. You're talking about odd couples, okay? That's exactly what this should have been titled, The Odd Couple. So they met on Facebook in a little kinky group, and she said they thought that if they had an additional person involved, it would be spicy. Well, honey, it was caliente, all up and through. At one point, they considered having a person live with them. Honey, not a living lover. Honey, it don't get that spicy. But anyway, I'm sorry, y'all, but when I first saw him, I thought it was 2 women. I said, is that 2 women? You know, because I wouldn't be shocked if it was, but when I just want y'all to just look at it and tell me exactly what you think. She said both families think they're chaotic, honey, and you are. He said they're unorthodox. So y'all like to fight him, basically. Honey, y'all some little freaks. Well, I guess let your freak flag fly, honey. In the next scene, the couples arrive to the house with Dr. Tracy, and she's greeting them. Hey, girl, nice to see you. They go in to have the initial talk, right? So she says, so how do you describe your relationship? Polyamorous? She was like, yeah, you know, it was starting out that way. That's how we wanted it. So Sir Tracy said, yeah, you know, I always say, yeah, you want some polyamorous relationship until it's time for a new baby, and he's our girlfriend number 2. Honey, I know that's right. Tracy better tell somebody, honey. Tell somebody who knows somebody who gonna tell somebody, okay? Say it louder, Tracy. I don't think they heard you. So Tracy said, listen, if you want multiple people, then why y'all getting married? Honey, that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, if you just want an open relationship and be flip-flopping them in and out the bed and in and out your, like, why do you want to get married? What is the point? So Renatta said, you know, this is what we wanted. If we didn't have each other, we couldn't make the moves that we make. So basically, y'all split the bills. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm getting, child. Y'all split the bills. So Tracy said, well, who's coming for you? He said, my mom, my best friend, who is also his lover, and his other friend. Child, I had to rewind that like 3 times. I'm like, not his friend, that's also his lover, who is his friend, and his child, not a homie lover friend. Now, okay, no offense. But how is he getting these women? Honey, he must be a super freak. Do y'all hear me? Because, honey, it ain't no way I'm going to look at him and say, I choose you. Child, it ain't no way. Christian said his mom just wants to see what the components of their relationship is and if he's serious. So Mona is there because he wants her and Renatta to hash out their differences. Child. Family and Fiance coming in hot this season. Baby, that second season said we are not to be played with. I know that's right on, honey. On her side, her friend and her 2 cousins are coming, right? She said everyone wants her to have the best. So Tracy said, okay, that's enough about that, honey. Let's talk about Mona. I know that's right, child. Tracy said, let's get back to the mess. I love me some Tracy. Let me tell y'all something. She is one of my favorite therapists on. They actually need to switch her on over to put a ring on it so we can actually figure out what the hell is going on instead of listening to Dr. Nicole painting pictures and riding bikes or whatever it is she be telling them people to do over there. So then she said, have all 3 of you been intimate? So Renatta said, yeah, but it stopped because she's in love with Christian. Isn't that allowed? Like, they are together as well, right? So isn't she allowed to be in love with him? Or did y'all not invite Mona into the polyamorous relationship and Mona just made her own way into the relationship and whatnot? Maybe that's what happened. Tracy said, poly to me is formal, but you don't decide to try and marry the other person. He said, right. But then turns around and says, we're looking for a sister wife. So I'm confused. Oh, well, honey, TLC is where you should be. Child, y'all just saying anything. Y'all don't even know what the titles mean. Y'all don't know what y'all want. This is what I'm thinking. Okay. She said she doesn't like him siding with them or being with them all the time. Tracy said, and you know what people say about that? Then you shouldn't dip your toe in that water if you're not ready for those types of things. That's why you don't go in that group. Exactly. Basically, he wants the sister wife for his benefit. Meanwhile, she really want her man to herself, but she didn't agree to this because she's trying to hold on to him for whatever reason. But they bring a woman in to play every now and again. I mean, I'm just not understanding why y'all just don't flip-flop them in and out, honey. It ain't got to be in your relationship. So Tracy gives them their task. Christian's task is to play most important. They'll all write down questions and he will prioritize them to see where his priorities are. Right now, honey, his priorities are 2 women. Moving forward, Renatta's task is called Time Virtue. His family will write down questions and put them in a jar, and she has to answer them. Honey, y'all running out of ideas, huh? Not write the questions down and put them in a jar. Should have been called Fishbowl. Put the questions in this fishbowl and pick them out one by one and answer the questions. So his family shows up first. Cisco outside playing the guitar. Honey, in the confessional, Mona said her and Renatta have a love and hate relationship because she's in love with Christian. Honey, I could never. One thing about me, I don't share food, money, or men. No, ma'am. I do not do it. They get there and they greet each other, right? But his mom is in the confessional saying, well, I told him he needs to keep Renatta, and all that other stuff, he needs to let it go. Mind you, Mona is sitting right next to her. Ooh, child, honey. So I guess Mona is the other stuff, honey. And I'm doing air quotes right now. In the confessional, her cousin said, yeah, I'm war ready. And I'm real war ready with one of his friends. Honey, that cousin say she a body. Okay, she ready to get it popping at any given moment. Do y'all hear me? She said, we heard a little bit about them messing with other women from other family members, but we didn't really know if it's true. Child, it's probably the talk of the family, probably all over on Facebook and everything else. Honey, them families get real messy. So then the 2 families gathered to voice their concerns, right? Kim, who is Renatta's friend, said her concern is the openness going into the marriage because she's old school and she ain't used to everybody in your business and in your marriage. It's you and that other person, and that's the extent of it. So her male cousin said he heard another woman was involved but wonders if it'll stop after marriage. Honey, Kim just said that. Y'all keep up. A, yes, honey, other women will be involved. It's Mona. She's right over there. Say hi. Hey, girl. B, didn't her friend just say that? Boy, pay attention. So then her cousin Beverly said, my concern is why Christian doesn't come to the family functions. Probably because he's Christian and he know y'all gonna rip him a new one. So then on his side, Mona, who is the third wheel, says she doesn't feel they are ready for marriage. Honey, of course you don't. And she doesn't think either of them are happy all the way. No, you mean Christian. Because I'm pretty sure she's very happy with him. So then his friend Sonical, she said that she's worried if he's going to be able to separate the other women from his marriage. She doesn't feel like Renatta is being respected. His mom said, Renatta's very forgiving and she doesn't know how much longer she'll be able to take it. So those are the concerns on his family side. So the family loves Renatta, honey, but Christian and his blonde hair are being greedy. That's what I feel, okay? He wants this, that, and this sinner. That's what he wants to do, honey. They are not here for Miss Mona. Do y'all hear me? Honey, the people are not here for Mona. They tell the families about the task and then they separate to complete them, right? They put up the board and he instantly went in, okay? Because they want to know how he prioritizes things. So number 1 was money. That was the most important, and monogamy was last. He said money is most important because without it, you can't make anything happen. Okay, yeah, this is true, but you put money before your kids. Child, I hope y'all don't have no children together now or in the future because, honey, he going to be putting money all up and before the kids. Child, that don't make no sense. And what was God up and through? Honey, he should have been first, and then we should have went to family next, and then the money. Because when you don't have nothing, you have your kids and your family. Okay? I'm just saying, maybe that's just me, child. Y'all comment down below and tell me how you feel about it. But let me tell you this, honey. She better run now because monogamy is the last thing he's worried about. He said it's last because it's never worked out in his previous relationships. Probably because you were always cheating. Boy, gone. Over with Renatta and his family, she pulls out her first question. Are you ready to be with a man that likes more than one woman? She said, that was the plan at first, but then he iced me out and she feels all by herself sometimes. And that's why you need to be careful what you agree to. Okay, you just agreeing to any old thing, but sign your life away. You better ask Danielle over on Seeking Sister Wife. Child, if y'all have never seen Seeking Sister Wife, it is my guilty pleasure. And child, the people on that show will give the entertainment that you need. Okay, but this is the thing. This is so insane because his girlfriend is right there taking it all in as she's talking. Back over with Cisco, her cousin said, are you a pimp? He said, no, I'm not a pimp. Well, child, your cousin is a simp, because ain't no way him, of all people, would have me feeling lonely, child. No, thank you. So they asked her how much longer will she put up with the BS. She said she almost gave up a few weeks ago. Girl, you ain't going nowhere. She said she feels that if he focuses more on them, then it could work. But he gets bored, so there's that. And that will never change. Okay? It is best to get out and remain friends. Girl, you better switch those wigs up if he feeling bored. Switch my weave, make him feel like you're cheating. Shout out to Megan Thee Stallion. Baby, because I'm just trying to figure out what is he getting bored with. He a little flamboyant though, so maybe that's why. Moving forward. He's always going to be looking for the next thrill. I just want you to know that, okay? So then his other friend Sonica, she said, so you wish it was just a one-time thing? She said, yeah, because people's feelings get involved. Mona said, people's feelings are involved. Oh, child, they forgot you was sitting over there, honey. They forgot, because, baby, that is why you cannot get involved sexually, honey, because those soul ties, they're real. So Renatta acted like she ain't even hear her over there, child. She was acting like she wasn't even talking. She said, I wish he realized what he had. His friend said, well, you need to put your foot down. Whole time Mona just sitting there. Sis, why are you here? Huh? I just want to know, just why are you here? He over there saying Mona was supposed to be for us, for both of us. But now Mona loves me. Oh, child. So Mona piping up on the other side saying she will always be his best friend. So Mona piping up on the other side, child. Let me tell you something. Mona ain't going nowhere. She done said it and she said what she said and she ain't changing it. And Renatta is like, well, she's always saying that. But even if it's not me, Christian has said that it won't be you. She was like, that's fine. I'm not trying to be his number one. So they start arguing back and forth. Child, y'all are not about to sit up on national TV and argue over this little Pokemon. Y'all are not about to argue over this little Pikachu looking dude. Child, do not think so. He got y'all arguing and he calling the shots. Y'all so silly. So then his friend Sonica said, well, do you think they would work if you weren't in it? They're in the confessional, right? She was like, no offense. So Mona said, it's definitely some taken. She said, oh, okay, well, that's cool because I'm still going to speak my speech. Y'all know she ain't say speak my speech, but y'all know I like to insert my own zhuzh up and through the reviews. So Mona said, I was here before her. Lady, please stop repeating that. You saying you're special and all of this other kind of stuff, it sounds ridiculous. If he wanted you in that way, solely you, okay, then there would be no Renatta. Now, come on now. The fact that you are arguing about a man that is here to ask your blessing to get married to the next woman says that, oh, girl, where's your self-worth, your self-esteem? Honey, and every other word is starting with self. Get you a man just for you. Just for me. JUSTFRME. Like, get you something like that. Get you a man that's all yours, child. This is ridiculous. Don't be so proud to be number two. That is some foolishness. He and his mama in their hair, they're having a little sidebar in the next scene. And she's like, stop. You have to stop playing with people's heart. He's like, you're on the outside looking in, mama. She said, well, what are you going to do about all these hearts involved? He was like, well, I never intended so many hearts to be involved. Is there a heart? Is there a heart in the house tonight? Stand up. I'm sorry, I just had to. I'm sorry, y'all. I cannot help myself, child. If y'all don't want to be entertained and y'all don't want a soundtrack to your review, then, honey, this may not be the channel for you, child. That's just a side note. But anyway, honey, that bleach must have gone to his brain because how did you not intend for there to be a lot of hearts involved, but you want several different wives? He said, Mona is here because she wants to be. It's her choice. I don't like men like him. I don't like him, quite frankly, honey. I ain't like none of the men that's been on this since this season started. But that's just me. So then they sit down for dinner, and her cousin starts telling them the questions that they asked Christian, right? She said, we asked him about monogamy, and that was last on the list. Honey, you hear that? You hear that, Renatta? It was last. Okay? I want you to take notes. So Mona at the table, and she's talking about she loves him, but she's hurt that he got engaged. Renatta said, I feel like I'm missing something. You are missing something. The fact that they're in a relationship. Girl, keep up. He said, well, I chose you in the eyes of her, and that hurt her. Speaking about Mona, right? She's like, well, if that's just your friend, why would it hurt her? Because they're in that. I ain't finna repeat it, y'all. I don't have time. Okay, listen to me, y'all. Cut the bull. This lady is more than a friend. That's his other woman. He gave you a ring because you didn't mind how he got down at first. Now you want a traditional relationship and it don't work like that. Okay? Christian, you look like a stud. And I ain't talking about a handsome man. I'm just saying, from the hair down to the clothes, stop saying you chose her like you're a prize. Honey, these women better, baby, y'all better wake up. They better than me. Honey, they are better than me, because it is no way. It is absolutely no way. He is going on and on and on about how much he loves Mona, how she's been there for him. Mona was like, he'll never stop being with other women, and if he marries you, he gonna be a cheating husband, honey. And will. Okay. So then her friend said, well, do you see how the poly stuff is hurting y'all? Child, let them learn the hard way. Child, they see. Let them learn the hard way. That's their business. Moving forward, her and her cousin go out to the hot tub, right? So she tells Renatta how protective he is over Mona. She was like, every time I brought Mona's name up, he was all protective over her. But every time I brought your name up, he was acting like he didn't care, girl. And she was like, see, that's what I'm saying. He didn't protect me. He doesn't protect me. Renatta said, he doesn't see that I need that too. Well, this is because you allowed this. You gave him the green light. So now he wants to make sure that both of you stay. She said, you know, to be honest, quiet as it's kept, Mona really want the ring. Renatta's cousin said, Christian is emotionally engaged to Mona. Baby, now that is a word. Baby, that cousin ain't no fool, honey. You better take heed, because he ain't fooling her. Moving forward, day 2 of check-in. The couples go to meet with Dr. Tracy. Renatta's like, look, it's been hard. I really wanted to leave last night. He was like, I just feel like the family is giving a lot of unwanted opinions. No, you just don't want them to help her see the light. Okay? Run to the light, Carolyn. Like, you don't want them to for her to open her eyes. You don't want them to help her see exactly who you are and what you're doing. That's the problem. Talking about some old unsolicited advice and opinions. You brought them here. Child, whatever. So Tracy asked about Renatta's task, and she was like, you know, they wanted to know how much longer I'm going to be putting them with the foolishness. And she was like, okay. And she was like, I was worried about Mona's feelings instead of mine. So you silly too, honey. Both of y'all crazy. Tracy said, so let's talk about Mona, because you're in a relationship with her. He's like, no, she's my friend. Tracy said, no, that's the way you stay in a relationship with her, by just saying she's your friend. Honey, Tracy, listen to me, Tracy. I don't know if we're the same person or what's happening, but I literally just said that a few minutes ago in this review. I said the exact same thing. And as I was watching it, I said this before I took my notes, because he's just saying friend to try to give her some kind of title so that Renatta won't catch on. Honey, they're in a full-on relationship. Boy, you know what you, child. And so she was like, well, friend is when nobody's in love with the other. Yes, Tracy. He's like, well, you know, people keep saying she's in love with me, but I just don't see it. Boy, you know that lady in love with you. You just like hearing it, okay? Renatta said she looks to him as some kind of God. He said, and you don't? Child, I wish I would. She said, no, I look at you as my equal. She said, Mona like feeds his ego. Of course she does. And does. Yes, she feeds his ego. That's why he's trying to sit up here and act like he's oblivious. They said she loved me, but I don't see it. Honey, I don't see what they see in you. That's what I don't see. Moving forward, Tracy said this has gone from every now and then to he's in a full-on relationship with Mona. And is. Tracy said, look, you need to define what poly is for you two, and I'm going to have you talk to one of my therapist friends. Her name is Dr. Allie, and she's more well-versed in this foolishness. She didn't say that, but I like to zhuzh it up. She said the second task would be to break up with Mona together. Oh, child, good luck. He said, well, I already told her that she's just my friend. Tracy said, well, tell her when Renatta is there. Baby, Tracy don't play. Tracy said, tell her in front of Renatta, honey. Tell her that Renatta is your woman. Honey, he wants both of them. Even telling her that ain't gonna mean a thing, child. The ring don't mean a thing. Shout out to Kim Zosiak. So they go poolside to quit Mona. Renatta tells her that they had another task and she has to be involved. So Mona's sitting there and she's not realizing what's about to come. Christian starts babbling. I'm like, well, get to it. Mona was like, why are y'all blaming me for what's happening? She said, because it needs to be just us. Christian said, listen, in order for this to work, we have to break up with you. Mona said, oh, now it's y'all. Now y'all are a we. Well, honey, I mean, they kind of came here to ask permission to get married. So, I mean, you knew that they were going to be a we eventually. I mean, I'm just saying. See, that is why you don't open Pandora's box, okay? Keep that box closed. So then she looked at Christian and she said, you fake. Renatta said, our relationship is in trouble. Mona said, yes, because he's in it for the wrong reasons. Honey, I wonder what reasons there are because they didn't disclose them. But I really wonder, what reasons is she talking about? So she gets up and walks off and she's in tears. Then he goes after her. He's trying to console her, honey, but she hurt. And Mona is like, you can't stick to one woman. I really don't like you right now, so please just leave me alone. Listen, Mona is not going to be the last. Those two will still be going on and around in a circle when they get back home, honey. They will not be discontinuing that sexual relationship. Y'all mark my words, okay? So he tells Mona, he said, listen, I want to leave with her. So I'm going to have to ask you to leave so I can work on us. Baby, she left and packed her bags and went on by her business. And you know why she left without a fuss? Because she knows he will call her when he gets home. Child, he ain't fooling nobody but Renatta and her family and his mama. So he's saying anything to please Renatta for the moment, and she's going along with it, child. They go to meet Dr. Allie. She's a beautiful woman, and she's trying to get to the bottom of what's happening. So then the mom of his starts crying and says she knows Renatta is the one for him. So Dr. Allie says, so is this still like an open relationship? He said, as far as the kinky side, it's like a one night, nobody gets emotionally attached to them type thing. It's just somebody that they mutually agree on, flip flop them in and out the bed, and they cool. Honey, it's not that easy. We'll see how this goes. Day number 3. Christian is sitting at the table in his bright pink suit, looking like a baby. Okay. I guess he borrowed that suit from his mama or whatnot. So they go to meet with Tracy, and he tells her about the meeting with Mona. And Renatta said, you know, if he continues to be in a relationship with Mona, she gonna be gone. Well, honey, get ready to pack those bags because you're going on a one-way trip back to wherever you came from. Because, honey, he is not about to leave that woman alone. The way she was crying and he was consoling her, child, if you say so. Time for the blessing ceremony. Honey, this is where the foolishness always happens. Her cousin Ricky said yes to the mess. Beverly, who is her friend, said she wondered if Christian loved Renatta, but now that she realizes that he does, it's another yes. Kim said yes as well. Child. On the other side, his friend Sonica said yes, because I was concerned at first, but they proved me wrong, so it's going to be a yes. His mama loved Renatta, honey, so you know she's definitely saying yes, because she ain't nobody else putting up with her son in those outlandish outfits, so a yes it is. Child, listen, this is my thing, and that's the end of the episode. So they said that they would be getting married. Child, do whatever y'all gonna do, but he will be calling Mona later on that night, honey. If not her, then someone else, and I'm just telling you like that. But then, normally I cut it off right before they tell me what's happened, you know, and if they're going to get married or whatever, because I really don't care because y'all have wasted a whole entire hour of my life. So I normally turn it off. But y'all, I waited to the bitter end. And just as I suspected, the black and white screen comes up and these white words on there say that he was still seeing Mona. Renatta found out, gave him back the ring, called off the wedding, and then she went right back to him and said they needed to have premarital counseling before they could even decide to go back to being engaged. Child, and that's what I'm talking about with the foolishness all the way up and through. Child, y'all tell me what y'all thought about this episode. Don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.